Hi, it's Ashley for Antipesto Pest Control Perth. Just taking you along a little adventure. We're going to go to a new customer's house and find some termites. Apparently they've had some damage to timber in the timber posts, and now they're starting on wine barrels in the backyard. So stick with me. We'll go see if it's termites, if they're still alive, if they need to be treated, and how they can be treated. So there's a lot of different ways to do things, so we'll check it out. Yeah, we went and checked it out. Termites under a barrel and termites in the post. Termites right by the beach. Mullaloo. Quite a nice little space, so we're going to go get our drill out, plug the drill in, get stuck into some termite treatment. So we're just going to use Biflex Aquamax because we're trying to keep costs down. They don't want to do the barrier. If they're still in the house, we can do the right thing by the buyers and getting rid of some termites. Termites, technically they don't have to get rid of them because they're only outside, so that's the buyer's responsibility. But just to avoid problems and as a gesture of goodwill, we're going to take care of the problem before it becomes anything. So we'll go check it out. Take a bit of footage. Okay, so here we have it. There's damage to timbers. Here, the termites have already left, so we're going to treat them. Simply by drilling through, you can see the termite entry point here. But this has been disturbed, they've left. You can see the termite trails here. They've actually gone into the barrel and come back out. Interesting. You see stalagmites. They're actually coming down like stalagmites. You see the old termite trails in there. Quite thick termite trails. There's definitely termites inside this barrel still. So, rather than treat the symptoms, we're going to treat the source by drilling and injecting into the entry points down here. It is quite close to the house, but once again, they don't want to pay for someone else's barrier, so it can be the buyer's responsibility. So let's set it up. It's going to be quite soft, so ideally I'll stand on the paper so they don't move. Yeah.
You haven't checked the side.
Yeah, I've done all that.
Oh, you've done that?
Yeah, I've checked the side. No, not I can see.
Oh, that's great.
That looks alright, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's under the scout. And, oh no, that's good news.
Yeah. Alright. So we've got the everything hooked up. We're going to start the engine. Get this termite spot treated up the way. Termite treatment because it's right across the road from the beach. You can see it doesn't matter when or where. termites will strike anywhere in Perth and Joondalup. So this is a bit of a spray and pray situation. Ideally we'll be doing a barrier around the house, but since they're selling it, I don't want to be spending money unnecessarily, especially with the cost of everything these days. So I've mixed up the Biflex Aquamax. I'm just going to inject a few holes where the barrel was. The chemical's flowing through nicely. Put my trigger on to deliver more. It's injected about 2 litres so far. This will stop termites coming back to the same area. See, it's flowing through fantastically, so there's litres and litres of chemical going through to where we need it. It's under the ground where the termites are moving. The subterranean termites in Western Australia, Perth and Joondalup, come from the bottom of a tree and then they'll branch out and then will attack whatever decaying pieces of wood they can come across. They usually go in the cartwheel pattern. Use my foot to push down. I can feel the juice flowing through. So apparently they go in the cartwheel pattern from the tree, and they'll strike something, one of those spokes that sticks out, and then they'll attack a piece. So if I find that dead tree over there, see that tree there? No, go to that dead red tree there. They're probably in it right now, crawling up into it, but since it's a neighbour's property, can't go and inspect or treat. You can see I've drilled 3 holes. And while we're injecting, I'll show you how the termites have attacked in a ring pattern around that bottom of that barrel where they've been protected because it's been dark underneath. Nice little ecosystem surviving. You see a little baby red back there? There, buddy. See when they come through the holes, so they've invested the whole bottom of that barrel there. Now, that's a treated barrel too, so what I think is attractive in the first place is water. They love water. So water is attractive. They've branched out from there, and maybe they've hit the post, then come back and hit the barrel, or come across, eaten the barrel. It's got a nice source of moisture as a bonus. Sometimes the chemical squirts out the sides here, but it's going through very, very, very well. So it tells me it's very sandy underneath and it's very hollow. Maybe it's been hollowed out by the rain there, or it's just loose soil in the first place when it wasn't compacted before paving. Or it just shifts. I mean, we're basically on sand dunes here, which makes it easier for termites to move through. There we go, we've pretty much finished our termite spot treatment. Ideally, we followed up with a termite inspection, but they're going to be getting a termite inspection at the sale of the house. It's just going to look good when the next termite inspector says, hey, I found some damage here, and they can say, yes, we've had some damage there, we've had it treated. We can't forget about the other spot, down the timber post down the side of the house there. The timber post is directly in the ground, so we're going to go inject that. And that one is more prevention, stop them getting into it in the first place. Okay, get into it, start mucking around, trenching and injection. These posts are going to be removed in 2 weeks, but we're just trying to get to the soil underneath the posts and termites getting into the house. 3 litres of chemical so far. It's going through very well, but very porous soil. If this was Sydney, I'd have to dig out the soil, but this sandy soil is just perfect. Even though it's not a very sunny day, it's good to wear my sunglasses so I don't get smashed in the face by any air from the sprays. Reflections. And I'm not afraid to get a bit of chemical up into the house where the footings are. Stop termites accessing the property. So those are 2 the only points of contact with timber. Even though the timbers aren't actually touching the ground. As you can see. There we go, decent chemical treatment. Stop the property from occurring with the sale of the house. And that's how you get rid of termites. Forest spot treatment, outside. Sometimes you have to do more drilling, sometimes you have to do more excavation, more accessing, but you just do what you can with the budget and the methods you have. Okay, so the cool part about that is you need to find out what the customer wants and what level of protection they want when it comes to termites. So in that situation, I arrived, I hadn't known these customers, and they had termites recently, and they were 2 or 3 meters from the house. So I did want to suggest you do need to get some sort of protection for your house because these termites are pretty close. But I also don't want to seem like I'm trying to sell them termite products because, to be honest, I must be one of the only pest control companies that doesn't actively want to get termite jobs. To be honest, I've done my drilling and all my barriers and termite protection. I'm a termite expert. That doesn't mean I want to do termite jobs all day. It's hard work and it's risky work. So if I could do domestic pest control instead, I'll do that. So I'm never pushing for termite sales, but also want to offer termite protection. So I'll give them every option that they have. So in that situation, I simply said, I can see you haven't got any drill marks from a termite barrier. Have you ever done any termite protection in the past? And he said, I don't know. I said, you definitely remember because it cost you a few thousand. He said, no, definitely haven't done that. I said, I could check the meter box because the meter box will tell me if there's had any termite treatments in the past. And as we were walking to the meter box, he said, the property is actually up for sale and we're going to be moving away shortly. So straight away I knew he didn't want to be spending money on someone else's termite protection. So I said straight out, well, then you don't want to be spending your money on someone else's termite protection, save it for your new house. And the fact they were still doing the right thing and treating termites outside the property, which is technically beyond the scope for the sale of the property, so you don't actually need to do that. So they're still doing the right thing. You're not going to punish someone or give them crap for not getting a barrier on the house and not going to live in 2 months, are you? So just be honest, tell the truth. There's still a chance termites can get in there. They're going to do an inspection before the property is sold, and it's going to look really good when he finds this old damage outside in the wine barrel, and you can say to him, hey, I've had it treated professionally by this company, and it's a reputable company. They've been around for years. This is what they paid. This is where they're treated. Here's subterranean termite treatment. Makes the house look good. Makes it look like you look after the property. You may not necessarily done a barrier, but that's up to the new owner. That's their property now. Termite protection is a personal decision. A lot of people don't do it at all and just risk it, and they get away with it. And a lot of people get punished, even though they do a full barrier, they'll still get termites coming into the property because the construction of the house prevents 100% total protection. So it's the personal decision of the person that owns the property, and you're just a guide to tell them, hey, this is how you can best protect them from termites. This is how you do it. with these products or this method, it's going to cost you this much if I do it. And I'll be honest with them. I'll tell them the truth. Hey, I'm not the cheapest bloke around. There's certainly plenty of companies that are much cheaper than me, and there's certainly companies that will charge double to triple what I charge to do a barrier. But it's a personal decision for you. If you trust the company and you believe they're going to do the right thing by you, then stick with it. But just check the warranties properly. Make sure you know what level of protection you have and what you're entitled to. But yeah, that's how you give termite advice, I suppose. Just be open and honest and use your abilities, use your knowledge, and remember that you're the expert. Don't let money bias your decision. You're better off losing money and walking away from the property if you think it's going to be problematic or they're not going to do the right thing. In my industry, there's people that are willing to lose money on termite treatments to make money in the future on the inspections and the renewals. So I don't compete with that. I just charge what I need to charge to make enough of profit, so I'm willing to look after the property properly for the time of the service period warranty or until the next barrier is due. So if you're open and honest with the customer, they will be open and honest with you back, and they'll appreciate it. So I'll give you an example. One property I did, I just said, oh man, you got termites all through your roof. This is ridiculous. Once I do the termites, you need to fix the roof up, and you need to get inspections every 6 months, not every year. It has to be more often, and we won't go the full 8 years of the term at all. We'll be doing it every 5 years because this is Australia, and that's why we've done it for the last 15 years, and all of a sudden it jumps up to an 8-year warranty. I'd rather stick with the standards that we're used to. We got rid of the termites. It was a massive, massive problem. It was probably the biggest roof damage I've seen. Oh man, I had to work for 2 days digging, just doing the right thing. And then he let lapse. He left for 2 years without getting inspection, you know, out of sight, out of mind. We sent him reminders, you need to get done, but you know, kids on the way, new business, all that sort of jazz. 2.5 years later, get a phone call, Ash, I stuffed up. I didn't get the inspections, they're back. Bugger. If you had contacted me during the service period, I would come and treat it for free. Now we need to do some remediation work. It was a complex property. They had inner sunken flanges, separate internal additional slabs, stud walls on the inside. So I need to do some more internal drilling. I had to internally drill a whole room. So I charged them just the price of chemical, which ended up being $600 more, which is literally just the price of the terminal. So just paid for the bottle basically, so I could do smash out another barrier around the back there and smash around the inside. But because I was honest with him, I said, I've done the best job I can. This is the 2 years when I first done the first trip. I said, I've done the best job I can. We've got room this time, but this is the place that keeps me up at night. This is the one that worries me, mate. So if you think there's a tiny skerrick of a chance there's termites, you call me. I don't care if I come out 100 times. I need to know if there's termites there. And unfortunately, that wasn't done. So it caused a bit more damage in the roof. They come through a different section, very inaccessible, but I end up using a couple of more bait stations down that section there, and that worked fantastically. We ended up getting rid of them. They haven't been back in 5 years, but the damage to the roof additionally was not worth the heartache. It's just a simple couple of phone calls and $175 inspection. It's well worth doing. And yeah, we did the right thing, and he did divert a lot of plumbing away, and I think we've kicked it because I think there's the moisture on a downhill slope attracting into that room that was sunken, added onto the property. Bit of a schmozzle of a house, but yeah, like I said to him, mate, this is the one that worries me, that keeps me up at night, because I've done the best job I can. I don't know, something about this house, like my instinct just told me there's some other nook and cranny I can't get to. There's a possibility that termites can pop up. Tell them, here's the nook and cranny they can pop into. This worries me. Let's keep an eye on it, and I'll get them involved. Take photos. I'll take photos with them. That house in particular, I was back there the other day. I said, there's a new line in this wall here. This house is moving. And funny enough, that's where the termites have been in the past. So the termites hadn't been there now, but the house is still moving. The back foundation is still settling. The house is on a slope. It's built in the 80s, so that says it all. You know, Australian construction's like a few beers along the way, see what happens. Pay off the supervisor, no worries, mate. See how it goes. She'll be right. And yeah, customer stuff is in the end. So that's a good way to keep away termites, is just keep an eye on things, looking for anything different, any new movements in the house, any cracks, any build up of mud, any lines in the wall going straight up, bang. Think about termites, check it out. You have to ignore them to do some major damage, honestly, these days. If you haven't spotted them, it's kind of on you. Do some homework and check out what termite damage looks like, and you get rid of them or keep them away, or just prevent major damage by seeing them early. But yeah, Ashley from Antipesto Pest Control Perth and Antipesto Pest Control Joondalup, bang, hitting those keywords for the algorithm. Woo, I'll see you out there, eh?